Isobel Mary Mollie Sugden was an English comedy actress, best known for portraying the saleswoman Mrs. Slocombe in the British sitcom Are You Being Served? She later reprised this role in Grace Favour. Sugden appeared in many other television series, including The Liverbirds and Coronation Street. Early life and early career. Sugden was born in Keighley in the West Riding of Yorkshire in 1922. When she was 4 years old, she heard a woman reading a poem at a village concert making people laugh. The following Christmas, after being asked if she could do anything, Sugden read this poem and everyone fell about laughing. She later remarked that the response made her realize how wonderful it was to make people laugh. Shortly after she left school, World War II broke out, and Sugden worked in a munitions factory in Keighley making shells for the Royal Navy. She was later made redundant, so she attended the Guildhall School of Music and Drama in London. When Sugden graduated from the Guildhall School of Drama, she worked in repertory for 8 years with a company that included Eric Sykes and Roy Dotrice. She also had work in radio and made her television debut in a live half-hour comedy show. Sugden's other appearances before Are You Being Served? Included parts in The Benny Hill Show, Just Jimmy, Z Cars, Up Pompeii, The Goodies, Steptoe and Son and 5 episodes of Jack Canary in 1968. Television career. Sugden's first regular sitcom role was as Mrs. Crispin in the sitcom Hugh and I was written by John T. Chapman, and when he became involved with the Liverbirds series, he suggested Sugden for the role of Sandra's mother, Mrs. Hutchinson. She appeared in the bulk of the run, from 1971 to 1979. In 1973, she appeared in Son of the Bride. Meanwhile, she was cast in a role which brought her international fame. Mrs. Slocombe, a department store saleswoman with a socially superior attitude, a repertoire of double entendres, and a penchant for bouffant, pastel-colored coiffures, in the long-running Are You Being Served? In 1978, when it was thought that Are You Being Served? Was over, she was the lead star in Comeback Mrs. Noah, a sitcom that is regarded by some as one of the worst ever made. From 1965 to 1976, she intermittently played Nellie Harvey, the landlady of the Laughing Donkey pub, in Coronation Street. In this she often appeared opposite Annie Walker, landlady of The Rover's Return. Later in 1986, she had a 23-week stint on That's Life. She played Mrs. White in the second season of the British game show Cluedo. Sugden also played main roles in other sitcoms, including That's My Boy and My Husband and I. In an unsuccessful revival of The Liverbirds, Sugden reprised her role as Mrs. Hutchinson, despite being on steroids at the time owing to her suffering from polymyalgia. She played opposite her husband, the actor, William Moore, in several of her series, including 2 episodes of The Liverbirds and again in My Husband and I, on both occasions as a married couple. They had married on March 29, 1958, having met him at Swansea Rep, and had twin sons born in October 1963, Robin and Simon. Later years and death. 7 years after the end of Are You Being Served? 5 of the original cast, including Sugden, came together to appear in Grace Favour, where the staff are left a manor house in the country, in which they have to live. This was titled Are You Being Served? Again. When it aired in the United States. It lasted for 2 seasons until 1993. Other appearances around this time included Just William, Oliver's Travels and The Bill. Sugden also appeared as herself in comedy sketch show Little Britain. In 2002, a tribute program called Celebrating Mollie Sugden, and Are You Being Served? Special aired on American PBS stations featuring several members of the cast of Are You Being Served? Sugden died at the Royal Surrey County Hospital in Guildford on July 1, 2009 of unspecified heart failure and was cremated. Her final public appearance was at her Are You Being Served? Co-star Wendy Richards' funeral 4.5 months previously. References. External links. Official website, Mollie Sugden at the Internet Movie Database, Mollie Sugden at TV.com.